Hey everyone, welcome back to the next episode of Junior All-Star Championship Series. I'm Eric with Junior All-Star. I have the pleasure of tonight interviewing the 2021 3A Girls State champions, the Becker Bulldogs. I will start and let them introduce themselves. We will start with Julia.
What all are we saying? Are we just saying our name and grade?
Yep.
Okay, Julia Bankson, and I'm a senior.
And then we'll go popcorn style and we'll have you call on who goes next.
Courts.
I am Courtney Neust, and I am also a senior. Ayla.
I'm Ayla Brown, and I'm a sophomore. Lex.
I'm Alexis Rose, and I'm a freshman. Liz.
I'm Liz McAdams, and I'm a sophomore. Megan.
I'm Megan Gamble, and I am a senior. Marty.
I'm Marin Westeen, and I'm a sophomore.
Dani. Sorry, we had one sneak in.
I'm Dani Neust, and I'm a sophomore. Whitney.
Can you hear us, Whit? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
There you go. And can we just have you introduce yourself?
Yeah, sorry.
No problem.
Hi, I'm Whitney, and I'm a senior this year.
Sounds good. So what we'll do, we'll kick it off. We'll kind of jump around and, kind of ask questions about the season and all that. So kind of just to kick off the season, we'll go back a little bit further, kind of to get the feel around the team. Like last year in 2020, when you guys were, you'd made it to the championship game and you get that step, and then COVID shuts everything down. One game before you can kind of fight for that state title. We'll start with Megan. Kind of what was the feel around the team, kind of having that opportunity taken away, and then coming into this year wanting to make sure that doesn't get taken away again?
It was obviously a huge upset for us to have that game taken away, but I think it gave us a lot of motivation going into this year. We knew what it was like to get to the championship game, and we just knew that we wanted to get back to it. So I think that motivated a lot of summer workouts and just different things, because we knew how hard we were going to have to keep working to get back to that game.
And then kicking off this year, kind of with the uncertainty going into it, what was your guys, how did the coaches prepare you guys in terms of that at any moment you could have a game scheduled at 9 o'clock that morning, and by 2 o'clock it could be canceled due to a COVID outbreak, even not on your guys' end. It could be on their end from a previous game they had. We'll go with Courtney to start out that one.
Definitely this year was like so different, and they just kind of had us like go with the flow. But I think the biggest thing is we just really focused on being like grateful. Like that was one of our hashtags this year, and just like gratitude, and just that like whatever practice we got to have together, game or whatever, we were just gonna be grateful for what happened, and just like focusing on that moment instead of worrying about all the potential problems or things that could happen to us this year.
And then I've asked the other teams, I'm curious, when you guys found out you had to wear a mask during it, like I went to the gym and I've had to wear a mask just trying to walk on the treadmill, and it's sometimes a struggle. And you're like feeling like you're like sucking in like cloth, and then you're like, I'm not getting air anywhere here. We'll go with Ayla. What was, kind of from your perspective, was it something that took a while to get used to, or after you got going, you're like, we're used to it now, we're in the season, it doesn't really noticeable anymore?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely hard to adjust to. Like when we heard that, we were obviously all bummed, but yeah, we were just like, once we started going, it was pretty easy to adjust to, I guess. And we were just like grateful, like whatever opportunity we had, again, like Courtney said, to play, like even if we had to wear masks, like it was just great that we still got like the opportunity to play.
And so I want to ask you guys about a stretch in your guys' season. I was at the Holy Angels game, which was a fantastic game, by the way. And then after that, you guys had Hopkins and Minnetonka, and that was going into the state tournament. That's a murderer's row in terms of trying to, like, the type of teams you're playing going into the state tournament. we'll start off with Julia. Kind of what was the team's mentality and, when you saw that as a schedule, when you kind of took it as an opportunity, preparing for those 3 games, how did you guys like prepare going into those?
I thought going into the Holy Angels game, we felt like pretty confident and like good with our game plan. But then, as you probably saw, like we didn't really play that well. We were just kind of sloppy, and that kind of showed. Like our regular season, we played our conference wasn't like super competitive, and so like we got away with a lot of stuff, and then that just was really evident when we played Holy Angels, and we just had a lot of issues there. And but then that loss, I feel like, was really big for us because we realized how many things we need to work on, how like seriously we need to come into games and just have a toughness. Because like it doesn't matter if you beat a bunch of like local teams that aren't at the different level, because you just have to beat the best teams to be the best. So I thought it was huge for us to lose to Holy Angels, and then going off of that, we played Minnetonka and we played them pretty close. So I really liked that, honestly, the timing of that right next to the state tournament, because it prepared us.
And the one thing I said when looking at the Hopkins game in terms of the one thing I said was a positive, and tell me if I'm wrong on this aspect. We'll start with Marin. When you play Hopkins, I felt like there was no team in 3A that was ever going to be able to do what Hopkins did. So in preparing a team against Hopkins, there's never going to be a team that you would see something like that. So to me, you're playing the best of the best, and so you're prepared for anything and everything that would come your way when it comes to the state tournament. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I mean, they're a really good team. I mean, it was tough to prepare and tough to try and figure out what to do with that team. But I mean, excuse me. I mean, I think we could have done better, but I mean, we tried our best, and that's a great team. So, yeah.
And so let's get into the state tournament. So, after a year of waiting, we're in the state tournament. We're there. Kind of, we'll kick it off at the Hill Murray game when you get to Target Center. We'll start with Courtney. What was it like going on Target Center floor for you guys? It's a longer court. It feels just bigger. Were you guys kind of used to that from your years at state, or does it take a little bit of getting used to when you're on that court?
Yeah, it was so fun, honestly, to play at Target Center. And I feel like our team does a better job playing on a bigger court just because our coach has us really conditioned. So that normally gives us an advantage. And our spacing is always just naturally better. And so I think like against the Hill Murray game, like we kind of wore them out right away, just our defense and just like our passing, spacing, all that was super good. So, yeah.
And Dani, we'll kick this question to you because Courtney brought it up, so I'm going to go off that. It seemed like most games for you guys, your offense would wear teams down. It could sometimes come right away and you had them down pretty fast, or it just seemed like so many weapons were coming at a team. They could stick with you for a little bit, but eventually the dam would break and it would be, we're going to flow and you can't stop us anymore. Is that what, for you guys, as someone, as one of the, kind of that bench spark that comes in, is that kind of one of the mentality of the teams to kind of break them offensively?
Yeah, I would say that, and also like just with our press, like right, against like the better teams, like we're not going to get steals right away, like every single possession in the press. But then like just knowing, like trusting that our conditioning and working together, that throughout the game, and we keep wearing teams down, that eventually we'll get stops, and hopefully we'll wear down the other team. And then we have a deep bench and we're well conditioned, so I feel like that's one of our advantages.
And then before we get to the championship game, because there's some questions around there, I want to ask the seniors. I know as sophomores, Megan and Julia and Whitney, I know you guys it was the sophomores, you guys definitely played De La Salle in the title game and had lost. What is the difference, what is that experience when you play at state? Like playing there for the first time compared to when you've been there kind of quite 2 or 3 times? Kind of go into like for you each, like what is that experience like? How is it different?
I can start. So for me, I think it was just, obviously we played their sophomore year, and that was kind of a year of getting experience. I would say it was definitely, we were just kind of shocked we were at that point, to be honest, that year. And so just having like that experience of playing like those high, like, or just like those intense games where like competition is really good was definitely easier to kind of take that pressure because we were used to it from previous years.
And Julia, kind of for you.
Yeah, I would say like you can't really prepare yourself for that situation besides being in it. So it's definitely helpful to be in it 2 years ago, but also just like those games in general are going to be more nervous, but it's about like your mindset going into it and not being like afraid of the moment, but just going into it with confidence. So yeah, experience helps a lot, but it's all just a mental discipline to not let the game get too big for you also.
And we had someone sneak in. I see Adeline. Would you like to introduce yourself? Just kind of say your name and your grade.
Hi, I'm Adeline. I'm in 11th grade.
Thank you. And so we'll keep going with the questions. Before we
Sorry,
get, oh, no problem. No problem. Before we get to the Marshall game, about the game, I want to kind of talk about leading up to it. Marshall this year was one of the most physical teams I would say that I've seen in games. They like to kind of get bruise it down low. They want to get to the free throw line. You know, for heading into that game, was practice kind of preparing for, you know, not letting the physicality kind of overwhelm you, kind of use the speed against their physicality? We'll start with Ayla.
Yeah, our coaches definitely like talked about that and like what a physical team they were. We did charge drill, like a charge drill a lot in practice, kind of to prepare for that. And we were just kind of tried to be all mentally prepared, like, okay, we're gonna go in and it's like, okay, they might like be a lot like bigger and more physical than us, but just being willing just to like take those charges and step in, or just like we were prepared like mentally for that.
And then when we get to the game, I know when I watched it, I was describing in the arena, I said, I thought Marin, and then I thought Marin and Ayla, I thought you guys made the backbreaking plays. I thought Marshall starters kind of slowly kind of tried pulling back in on the starters, and every time they got a momentum, you two would come in and do, you know, a layup that they couldn't stop. You'd all in 2 buckets, like big three from, the crossover. So you got the crowd a little bit into it. We'll start with Courtney. What was it like knowing that they can come in and as Marshall thinks they're getting closer, the back-breaking plays come in off the bench?
Yeah, I think that's just like one of the best things about our team this year was just that like we have so many weapons. So just like it was so big, like when like Marshall was kind of coming back, just like we can bring in people off the bench who like are also like Marin and Ayla, Dani, like whoever comes off the bench, they're all so great and can make big plays. And so that was just awesome. And like they stepped up a ton that game and were like one of the reasons why we won. So yeah, that's one of the biggest assets of our team.
And so then, you know, you guys won the game and you kind of described from the team aspect, the feeling of, you know, when you have that title, is it kind of like a finally feeling? Is it just a, you know, excitement, you know, because it's there? I kind of put it into words what it feels like when you win it. We will start with Martin.
For me, it was like a finally feeling because we had been 3 times or one got canceled, and I feel like as a team we just wanted to win so bad. So the feeling of finally getting to win it was really awesome.
And then I like to have teammates describe their other teammates. Dani, we'll have you go to this one. What is it like playing with Julia? I say she has eyes in the back of her head because if you are open for a millisecond, she's gonna find you, she's gonna put it on the money, and she's gonna put you in a position to score. What's it kind of like playing with a point guard like that?
Yeah, Julia's like one of the best teammates I've ever had. She is always like, she's great like on the floor, and like I would say even more like just like off the floor teammate. Like she's always like encouraging other people, but like she also like shows everyone that like how to work. Like she's probably one of the hardest workers I know. And yeah, she's just obviously super skilled, but also an encourager and leader on and off the floor. So she's super fun to play with.
Whitney, for you, you know, being with the senior group and stuff, I'll have you kind of describe your senior group of you, Julia, and Megan. Kind of what playing with Megan and Julia, what's your kind of perspective of playing with them?
Well, I've played with them since I was like in 6th grade when I moved here. And it's been awesome to like have them as teammates, and even like off the floor, they've been just like great friends to me. And it's just been awesome to play with them for all these years.
We'll have the seniors get involved. Megan, describe what it's like with Marin when she gets cooking, when she gets rolling and the shots are going and the handles are happening. What's that like from your guys' perspective?
It's honestly the best. It's so fun when because Marty's obviously a big playmaker and she always steps up like big time when we need her, especially like with her coming off the bench. It's not always an easy role, but she does it she does it perfectly and she does it so well. And she's always just kind of like that spark off the bench for us. Just like, I mean, honestly, all of our bench players are, but it's so awesome when Marty just goes off because you know that she can at any point. So it's always so fun to watch that.
I'll see if this goes well. I'll have Courtney. What's it like with as Dani as a player? I won't ask as a sister. I'll ask as a player.
No, it's been so fun. We get to do tennis together and basketball, and it's nice just having like we have open gyms in the morning, so kind of having like a built-in workout buddy. We wake each other up when we miss each other, like alarms and stuff. So just keep each other accountable. And yeah, it's been so fun to play with her. And it was so fun to like actually win a championship with her too.
Julia, we'll go. What's it like having Adeline on the team? She seems like you're like kind of offensive spark plug for you guys.
Yeah, for sure. Addie brings the energy both on offense and defense. She's definitely, I would say, our best defender. So she just kind of holds us all to a high standard there and applies the ball pressure, and that kind of encourages us and spurs us on to play tight on our girls because, you know, Addie's going to be working super hard there. And then on offense, she just has no fear with like attacking the hoop or when we need a bucket. She's not afraid to just look for the openings and get a shot up. So I love playing with her.
Addie, we'll have you describe a little bit what's it like playing with the seniors as well, with Julia and Whitney and Megan.
Well, me being the only junior, I have gotten really close with the seniors, and I love them all so much, and I'm gonna miss them a lot. But they hold me accountable every day at practice, and going to open gyms. They're always like, Addie, where were you this morning? If I missed one, so then it encouraged me to go to the next, and they're just amazing teammates, and I love them so much. So yeah.
And then Ayla, we'll have you describe what it's like, for you. I'll let you pick a teammate, kind of describe the team aspect. We'll let you kind of have the team vibe around. We'll let you kind of wrap up the team part of it.
Yeah, I mean, this team is it's just like one in a million, really. All these girls are so great, and I feel like everyone is just so selfless, and one thing we really focus on is just cheering for other people's success, and that's one thing our coaches really focus on, and this group really does that, and we're just everyone is so encouraging to one another and lifting each other up, and it's not we're just friends on the court, we're friends off the court, and it's so fun just to have that team. Is just so special.
Liz, can you describe what it's like for having playing with Courtney? What is Courtney like as a teammate?
Courtney is such an uplifting person, and she's a very hard worker, so she's a really good person to look up to. If you make a mistake, she'll be there, it's okay, next play. And then her, Marin, she can make a three at any point, and she's really hard to guard too, so it's fun.
So that goes into our fan question. Each player has to pick someone. The fan wants to know if you have you need a last second 3-pointer and you're the coach, who are you going to of your teammates to go for that game-winning shot? We'll start with Megan.
This is a hard one. It's got to be between Marty or Courtney. Honestly, I'd put the ball in both of their hands. Obviously we know Courtney can hit the shot. She's done it before, and we've seen Marin do it too in big games. So honestly, anyone or either of those two is great.
Julia.
Yeah, not to do the same thing as Gam, but I also agree. When we did situations in practice, Courtney would always hit that last second 3. So it's kind of her thing. So definitely Marty or Courtney.
Liz.
Oh, I think it kind of depends on the day, whoever's hot that day, but either Marin or Courtney.
Courtney, who are you going with?
I mean, Marty is a great shooter, so probably Marty.
So we're gonna go to Marin. Who are you picking? You're the coach. Who's shooting it?
I'm picking Courtney. I know she can hit it already, so.
Dani, who you picking?
I would say Marty because literally every water break, she never actually takes a break. She's literally practicing like half quarters or some random throw up shots. So she'll get those in the game.
Ayla.
I would say definitely Marty or Courtney, or also Julia. Julia is just super clutch too, and she can hit those shots. She puts in a lot of reps. So
Alexis.
Yeah, definitely Marty or Courtney. They're always in the gym practicing their shots, and you know that they can hit them, and they both got experience with their shots.
Whitney.
I would either choose Marty or Courtney and kind of agree with like what Liz said about like whoever's like really hot that day.
Adeline.
I mean, Courtney's known for hitting those end of the game winning threes. So Courtney, but Marin's a good shooter too. So Marin too.
So now we'll do a little more fun question. All right, if you're having fun, we'll do some. So I'm big on asking people. So you guys get to pick one teammate in Minnesota girls basketball, historical, current, that you've never had a chance to play with, and you want a chance to play a game with this player. Who is that player? We will start with Courtney.
I played with her before, but definitely Paige Meyer. She was my AAU teammate, and she's just so good. She played for Albany and just such a great passer, such a hard worker and great teammate. So I would definitely play with her again.
Liz.
I think I would go with Maya Naji because I think it would be really cool playing with somebody that big and that talented.
Julia.
I would also say Paige Meyer, just the ability to score, and then also she's not a ball hog at all, and she sees her teammates really well.
Marin.
I'd probably go with Paige Beckers. I mean, why would you not want to play with her? She's pretty good, so I'd probably pick her.
Adeline.
I would probably say Paige too. She just her passes are pretty cool, so it'd be fun to get some of those.
Whitney.
I'd probably say Paige too because she's just an amazing player.
I should specify Paige Meyer or Paige Becker. They're both. Dani.
I'll honestly say Paige Meyer too. She is super fast and always looking up the floor and has amazing passes and can score literally whenever she wants.
Alexis.
I'd have to say Paige Beckers too, just watching her play and watching her hit those passes, and she's like a really good player.
Ayla.
yeah, I agree with that. It'd be super cool to play with Paige Beckers. Yeah, she's just so good, and it'd be fun to play a game with her.
Megan.
I'm gonna have to go with Paige Meyer, like some of the other girls said. Getting to play with her for AAU was literally the best, and like coach always trusted her with the ball when the game was on the line, just to give it to her and let her do her thing, which I think is super cool to have as a player. So yeah, she was always gonna find the open girl, and it was always so fun to play with her.
And now we'll go. Now you guys get to brag on yourself a little bit. When you have to describe your game, is there a college, WNBA, NBA player that you watch or that you emulate your game after, or kind of try to emulate what their game is? We will start back with Megan.
That's a great question. I can't say I picked someone that I think I play like. But like the other girls said, I really enjoyed watching Paige Beckers this year. Not that my game is anything like hers, but she's super fun to watch, just dominate the college game.
Julia.
I would say I'm far from her abilities, but I really look up to Sabrina Ionescu. She's just a beast.
Liz.
I would have to go with what Megan said. I don't really look at a player and base my game, or would say that I don't really know a person who I would base my game off of. But Paige Beckers is an amazing player. Not that I am not good, but
Courtney.
I also don't really have like a specific player, but I mean, yeah, Paige Becker's like just like watching her shoot and her form, like it's always cool like watching someone at that next level that good.
Marin.
For me, I would probably say Steph Curry. I mean, I don't shoot like him, but since I was little, I've tried to like replicate his moves and like his shots. So yeah.
I was gonna say with the WNBA sweatshirt, I was gonna say Jewel Lloyd, but for you, Dani.
I would say Sabrina. Like I look up to her a lot as a player, and she's just super fun to watch. And obviously Paige Becker's is too.
Ayla.
I mean, I guess maybe a high school player I'd compare myself to would be Paige Meyer. Kind of play the same way. She's a lot better than I am, but I feel like we kind of have similar styles play.
Alexis.
Just like Game and Liz, I don't really compare myself to anyone, but I think it would be cool to be like Paige Becker's.
Whitney.
Kind of like what Gam said. Like I don't really like look at any player, like I don't know, but like it's like cool watching like Paige like play and stuff like that, and seeing all of her cool stuff that she does.
Adeline.
I have to go with Sabrina with the other girls.
How many ones that went with Sabrina did they see her game winner in game one? Anyone see her game winner in that game? So I said, and then to wrap it up, I said, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time. I'm more than thankful for you guys being able to do this. I wanted to highlight the teams. This was an unusual year. It was a difficult year. You guys had a lot of stuff thrown at you. So make sure you pat yourself on the back and make sure you guys understand the hard work you guys put in was very impressive to watch, very enjoyable to watch. I'll start with each person. What is one word you would describe the 2001 Becker Lady Bulldogs? We'll start with Julia.
Okay. Let's see here.
I can go if you don't know.
Yeah, you go first.
I would say special. Like this group, there's nothing else to describe it but that. Yeah, it's just been so fun to play with this team, especially like since we've been together for so long, just like our core group. So yeah, it was just a special moment to win it, and it was a special team to play with for sure.
I got mine. My word would be uncommon.
We'll go with Courtney next.
Mine would be just selfless, and I would just say that just because like everyone was each other's like biggest cheerleaders, whether it was like Julia had a big game or like when Whitney made like her 5 threes, like I don't know, it was just so fun. Like everyone was like just each other's biggest cheerleaders, like no matter what game it was.
Marin.
I would probably go with unreal.
Liz.
I would go with hardworking because I don't think there's a single person on our roster who hasn't put countless hours into their game.
Dani.
I would say unselfish too. Just no one really cares about their own success. Everyone just wants overall our team to do good and just happy for other people's success.
Adeline.
I would say family, just because these girls are like my second family, and we treat each other like it. So.
Whitney.
I'd maybe say like either like selfless like Courtney did, or like amazing.
Alexis.
I would say like supportive because we're all very supportive of each other and we're always happy for everyone's success.
Ayla.
I'm gonna have to go with just encouraging. Like everyone is just so uplifting of each other, and yeah, we just all love each other so much.
I like it. Well, once again, I want to say thank you so much for all of you for doing this. I can't thank you enough. Once again, congratulations on a fantastic season. I will be seeing some of you out there at the AAU tournament. I'll be seeing some of you at the next level in college. Either way, it was an enjoyable season to watch. Once again, thank you so much for doing this. I cannot show you my appreciation enough, so thank you so much.
Thanks for having us. It was super
Yeah,
fun.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
You guys have a fantastic night, and this was the third episode of Championship Series. Have a good one, everyone.